Okay, so one of the things that I wanted to go over with you guys for your final was I give you three options for your presentation and how you wanted to present it. I wanted to kind of let you guys do whatever you wanted to explore. So your first option was the 8 by 12 or 8 to 12 page booklet. Um, the second option was the 3 24 by 36 inch presentation boards. And then the third option was a fake website, or just sort of a faux website that you could use to kind of show your project off with. That was something that I've noticed some of the students in previous classes of mine, slash just kind of last couple semesters have been doing. But they've been doing it through Wix, and it's kind of a slow process. It takes forever to go through there. And so Adobe has this other tool. So if you have access to the Adobe Creative Cloud, you already have access to this software, and it's called Adobe XD. And what it's for is actually prototyping websites. So you can actually do a whole bunch of things with it. But then once you're done, you can sort of export it to the cloud, and it functions more like a series of slides. In fact, I'd almost liken it to a PowerPoint, but it functions with the website with clickable links and everything. So I kind of want to run through, um, excuse me, um, how to use this program. This is going to be just probably a straight up 30-minute crash course in Adobe XD. So I'll explain kind of what I'm doing here. So right now I'm in at the home page of Adobe XD here. I'm going to do Web 1920 by 1080. That's sort of just, well, first of all, it's the screen size I'm working with. But it's also the screen size that you guys are going to probably have for a lot of things, just as far as aspect ratio goes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this, and it's going to load. Let me correct the size here. All right, so when you're working with this, it's a lot like working with Illustrator. It's a lot of the same tools. It just operates in a slightly different way, which makes it a lot easier to do what we need to do with it. So for this first page here, I'll create a design, and the design is going to be something that I'll use for my project. So I'll just start with the rectangle tool right here, and again, I'm holding down Alt and zooming it and rolling the mouse wheel to zoom in. I can hold down spacebar and click to move around, and then I can just drag this out. Now this does a lot of snapping when you're working with it, so it's going to help you with that a lot. One other thing, because it's going to be hidden by my webcam, I'll just slide this out real quick. There are some controls down here, so actually why don't I just make my window, I don't like doing this, but we'll just do it. So right now the first thing I want to do is I want to get rid of this border. I can click on the fill right here, and I can change the color of this background to whatever it is I need it to be for my presentation. Okay, let me adjust my monitor too so I'm not on. Ooh, there we go. Okay, so another option I have is to do a linear gradient or a radial gradient. So I might want to kind of spice this up a little bit, and do something like this, where I can just kind of give it a nice gradient, and then I can adjust this right here. I have kind of a design I've got in my head for it, so I am going off of kind of with some intent with this. So once I've got that there, I can switch, or just click away from that, switch back to the rectangle tool, and then I'll find the center, hold down Alt, and I'll do that, and that's right up against the edge. Again, I'll remove the border, and we'll drag that up right there. This fill I'm going to make a medium gray. We will do a drop shadow on it, and again, oh, what up if I turned it on? Okay, we'll do 1, 5, 4. There we go. Okay, so just a couple adjustments right there, just to give this a little bit of that drop shadow effect right there. Next, I'll take the text tool that's right here, and so one of the things I mentioned was plan views, elevations, perspectives. inspiration, and whatever else you need. So for this, I'll just do, we'll do home. I'll hit escape to end that, and then I'll hold down Alt to drag this out and start a new one. We'll need one for, let's do inspiration. So we'll just try and go down the line one at a time. We'll do plan views, elevations, perspectives, we'll just say other. So when you're placing this stuff in here, the nice thing about this program is it's super helpful at kind of lining things up for you. So once you get it into the drawing space, you can see it's telling me how many pixels this is from the edge here. Let me actually change. I'm going to do, how's the black look? I should probably change the font before I get too far into this. Do we have Roboto? Yeah, we got Roboto. All right, good enough. All right, so got my font right there, and with it selected, I'll also make these. So you can click in here and you can change the number. So I can enter like 25 and hit enter, or you can click in here and you can actually drag it up and down, and it'll adjust that kind of on the fly. I think 24 is going to be fine for the menu on this. So I'll just line this up on the right side there, hold down shift and hit the left arrow to jump it out. Now these aren't going to initially react unless they're on this page initially to begin with. So I'm just going to kind of do double tap on that. And then once you've got that spacing consistent, it's going to highlight this gap. So it highlights that vertical right there, and then as I move this over, you can see it highlights those 20 pixel gaps between the other elements. So I'm just going to quickly lay these out here. Now, before I do anything else here, the next thing I want to do is I actually want to copy all these pages. So I'm going to double click in here. I'm going to rename this home, hit enter to close that out. And then I'm going to hold down Alt and drag this over here. Double click in here. I'll rename this to oh wait, yeah, sorry. Home. We'll rename this to inspiration. And this is just to keep track of it for us. Plan views. Oops. Hit escape if you want to cancel. You've got to hit enter otherwise. Let's see, elevations. Perspective. Oh, right. Okay, so once we've done that, we can actually now wire these pages together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in on this first page, and I'm going to click on prototype up here. And then I can click on the home button that's right here, and it's going to have this little arrow. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this arrow to this page, because this is the home page. I'll click on inspiration, and I'll drag it to the inspiration page, plan views, and so on and so forth. And to there, perspectives, drag it over here, yeah. And then last one is other, and we'll drag that over here. So I've got that on that first page. I don't want to redo all the other pages though, so what I'm going to do is switch back to design. I'm going to select the background and that what will be the nav bar. I'm going to do Control L, but that's also lock or unlock here. And then I'm gonna jump to, or sorry, actually, let's keep that. Let's just select everything on this page, copy it, and then we'll just go to each other page, select everything, delete, and paste. And I didn't get that. Why didn't I? Oh, because it's still locked. Okay. So we'll do that again. Select everything, Control C to copy, paste. And what I'm doing with this process right now is that as I do that, it should be auto binding. Oh, my bad. I need to come in here and make this a group. Forgot about that part. Okay, so copy that. First page again. And now we'll double check to make sure. No? I've done this so many times and now it's not working. One sec. Oh, I think I know what it is. Okay, so so I'm going to go back to the first page here again. Like a million times. We'll select it, and then I'm going to make that a component, and that should double check. There we go. So in this case, you can see now it's got the arrows going off to the other pages. I can delete this page's content. Oops. So let's just go and delete everything else right now. Okay. And then we can come over here, copy paste, or actually just drag with Alt. And then let me make sure, yep, so that one's doing right. So plan views isn't highlighting in this one. You can see it doesn't have that little line because this is the plan views page. I am gonna have to go back and rebind home for some of these because it was created on the home page and I shouldn't have done that. And same here, double click in there, and we'll drag that. But this isn't that crazy complex of a process that you couldn't just kind of, there's not that many pages in this, so it wouldn't be horrible if you had to just do it one page at a time too if it wasn't working absolutely. But yeah, the secret there was the making it a component. All right, so there's that. All right, so I've got my first page here, and what I got to do is basically throw in some content. So for this page, what I'll do is I'll go back to the design tab up here. I will throw in another rectangle here in the center. That's fine. We'll call this Azalea Commons. And then we'll just put that right there. We'll bump this up to some decent size. Azalea Commons. Premium condos in this town. I'm not worried too much about that. So we'll do that. And then let's throw in an image like that right into that white box, which will clip that. And then we can do another rectangle right here. And then just like Illustrator, I can do Control and then the bracket keys or Object, Arrange, send backward. But I'm going to do it on the keyboard because I have to do 2 steps. And then again with this one, I'll kill the border. I'll do a linear gradient, do black to black with high opacity, and then we'll just move this, oh, oops, no, get rid of that. We don't want that. And then we'll take this point right here and we'll just kind of move that down. And then I should be able to come back and make this text white, and that should pop out nicely against that background. So just real quick, throwing that together, didn't take that long. Obviously it could use a couple refinements, but that'll work for this. So then we go to our inspiration, and I can throw down again another rectangle if I want. I can even copy that, click here, lock that background, paste this in, and let's see, we'll just double click in there, and actually, yeah, we'll just delete it. We'll draw another rectangle. We can make a new rectangle. It's not that big of a deal. So how wide was this one over here? This was 1578 wide. Oops. So we'll do that just to kind of get the same width going on. There we go. Let's also get these. Let's see, lock that. We'll get them spaced evenly from the top here. So right there, and then shift down arrow twice, 3, 4, 5 times. That looks good. So then we'll move this up here. Get it right there. Hold down shift, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we can just kind of copy things over. We'll do that color. So for this, design inspiration, and then oops. I'll just drag and paste this in here, and then let me go grab a window of lorem ipsum just to kind of toss some stuff, some text in here for this. Alright. Do wish it did auto lorem ipsum, but what are you going to do, you know? So we can put that text right there, select this, drag this, well, come on, go down. There we go. For something like this, probably 24 pixels is going to be a good size. And we'll drag this image in again and let it snap to some of those reference points, or just line it center on the text. And kill the border. Let's actually sample this for that. I could improve the graphic design of this a little bit, but I'm trying to get you guys to see kind of the workflow that you would want to go through for this. So anyway, so why use this tool? So now that I've done this, I have this play button right here, which is the desktop preview. So it immediately pops up as this window, and then I can click on the different buttons up here that we bound. Granted, we don't have anything on most of the other pages, but it functions exactly like a website. Okay. Now let me manage to get this out of the way. So then let's say for our plan views we actually have something else we want to do. So we've got this right here. I'll paste it in, and instead we'll do plan views, and then we'll drag, we'll do another text here. We'll call this first one style A, and let's definitely take that down. This is way too big. Okay, plan views, style A. This will be style B and style C. Now again, I'm not going to go kind of super deep into this, but I just wanted to get those spaced nicely apart. And then these three, what I'll do is I will move this up here. We'll turn this into another component. And then plan views page, what we're going to do is we'll move this down, and this will be plan views B. This will be plan views A, and plan views C. So then we've already, oops, leave that alone. We'll go back to our prototype, take this style A, style B, and style C, and then we can delete, oops, back to design. We'll leave those just so long as I can reposition that, lock it, and then I can select, don't be a pain. Fine, go back, back, just so that I can select those. And then we'll copy that, and then delete, paste, delete, paste. So now those individual buttons, if I check the prototype, should be transferring to the correct pages. So again, if I go to that preview, plan views, we should be on style A right now. Oh, why don't I actually do something about it? So let's see, we will make this style A white. Oh, I shouldn't have made it a component on this one like that. Because it's going to do it to, oh, okay. So leave that there, copy, paste. It's got something weird about the initial component. So we'll go in here, set this to white, go into here, set that to white, and then all the way in here, and we'll set that to white. Okay, so now we've got those three different ones there. So if we go to the prototype again, ABC, click on plan views, and it should jump back to A. So we've really quickly and easily kind of tied those together into what would be a functional website. Now, if you've got any page that, say, goes a little bit long, let's say we go to our elevations page, and we actually need this one a lot longer. So you can come in here, drag this out. Let me see if I can get that to snap nicely. There we go. And so let's say on our elevations page I have, okay, I've got oh no, I shouldn't do that. I have perspectives, that's what I was going to do. I stole a bunch of nice perspectives off the interwebs, so we'll be using those for this. So right there, this should be down here. All right. So for this, I'm gonna drag 1 perspective, 2 perspective, 3 perspective, and maybe these get staggered down the page, whatever's going on. So I've got a whole bunch of perspectives I want to show off. Probably should have been elevations more realistically. So that'll actually lengthen that page. So now when we go, oh, sorry, I wasn't supposed to drag the blue line. What am I doing here? Let's see. Sorry, 1080. Scrolling vertical. And then we'll that down, but we'll leave that bar right there. That's what I screwed up. All right, so perspectives, and now you should be able to scroll up and down on the page. Obviously, add more content, explain what things are, add labels to everything. But with preamble of a couple minutes, I've still managed to keep this under 30 minutes. It does take a little bit of getting used to, but it's pretty simple to use. I've used it a bunch at work, and I find it highly powerful. This is not obviously a final design, but it is a very quick way to lay this out. Whereas if you were using Wix, you'd probably spend half your time waiting for a refreshed page to load, for example, which is one of the worst parts about using those online builders. And then once you're done, so I've been using this desktop preview option right here, but you can go to share and then change the option or presentation, the view setting to presentation, and then you can create a link. So then once this is done, I can take that link and I'll just copy that, and then here in my Laura Mipsum window, I'll, no, copy, paste, and here in a web page, an actual web page, and granted it does take a second to load stuff here, but it's all functioning exactly like a web page. So if you are going to be doing that option for the web page for this project, I would highly recommend using this tool instead of using a website builder. Um, you know, you don't have to build a website. You can prototype it, um, with this program. So that's all for this lecture. Kept it under 30 minutes. All right, and then should have a rendering demo coming up soon. So I will see you guys next.